I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I was born like this, was born like this, immaculate conception. And just perform like this, was out you one new weapon. I contemplate, I meditate, and pump your pain. This that brother against the pen. This that I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I was born like this, was born like this, immaculate conception. And just perform like this, was out you one new weapon. I contemplate, I meditate, and pump your pain. I got loyalty.
We face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Sheyenne Mustang Media broadcast. We got the girls' season opener between the visiting Mandan Braves and your West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. Alongside is Dan Wolf joining me up here in the bleachers tonight to call this game. The boys' game will be in a couple hours at 5:30, but right now it's an exciting day here, Coach, as we get the season underway.
Absolutely. You know, it seems like it was just a few weeks ago we were here watching the girls win a play-in game and first-round tournament game for the EDC tournament, and here it's several months later, but what an exciting time for the Mustang girls program. Coach Kenyon Wangenbach era begins, so I'm sure everyone's a little anxious to see what that's going to look like. Looking forward to it, Jackson.
Absolutely. You know, I just got done with my game. The girls' C-Squad game was done. Also the boys' JV game. Those were all victories. And now we'll get to see the girls' varsity. So, you know, what are your thoughts on these programs? I mean, we haven't really talked about Mandan that much, but they're a program that's pretty scrappy, you know, for both boys and girls. So we'll see if Sheyenne can handle that.
Well, absolutely. You know, we know that the West has really dominated girls basketball for the last handful of years, so getting through the WDA tournament is a gauntlet in itself. It's not an easy task with teams like Bismarck Century and Legacy on the rise, and Minot and the quality programs out there. So Mandan, you know, had the glory years when Coach Greg Amundsen led them to several state titles, but it's a tougher deal out there now, and for Sheyenne, with Kenyon Wangenbach, a new coach, you know, it's a different system. The names will look the same from last year with only one senior graduating, but
that was Jaden Feist.
Jaden Feist, but what will they look like? What type of game will they play? I guess that's going to unfold before us here in the next hour and a half or so.
We know Wangenbach, he was an assistant coach at Bismarck Century, which we all know is a dominant program for both girls and boys in multiple sports. Their volleyball team just won the state title. It was I believe their 6th title in the last 7 years and their 11th straight championship game appearance. And, you know, their girls varsity team also won it last year. And we are underway for some girls varsity basketball action.
You know, I was thinking on the way over here that, you know, most teams, especially the first time they're going to get a look at the Mustangs this year, aren't going to be quite sure what to expect with a new coach. But if there's one team that maybe does know what to expect, it might be Mandan, because Kenyon Wangenbach, as you said, he is a Bismarck Century former assistant, and maybe we'll see a lot of the similar things that Century has tried to do.
So we got Breitenbach over here. She's going to swing it over to Carson Sanders on the top. Back to Breitenbach. She's going to get the offense going. Dribbles through left, spins back to her right. That's knocked away by number 32, Jordan Toman.
And I think that's the one hallmark both in the girls and the boys programs that you see is the physical style of man-to-man defense
Yes,
that the West
especially
likes
Mandan.
to play. Yep. And
They gave our boys varsity program a tough game in the state tournament last year. Sheyenne only won that game by 12 points.
absolutely, and it was a year before that I think a similar situation. They opened the season against each other when Blake Berg and Tyler
Yep.
Tierhardt were seniors, and that was a
Close
tough
game.
Yeah. Now here's
As Maya Metcalf cashes in at 3, and she's going to be one of the top players for the Mustangs
Well.
this year. She was kind of, right behind Jane Feist in points and rebounds, so she's going to be kind of that leader, and she's only a junior this year.
Absolutely. We talked about on a few broadcasts last year that, the one thing we thought that was kind of missing from what Maya was showing last year was that outside game. We know how strong
Yes.
she is in the post, but I think she's a pretty good shooter as well, and that 3 gives you a little taste of what she is capable of doing.
Well, everyone knows that Sheyenne loves that shot, both boys and girls, and it really is a good shot. When you're making threes, you're tough to stop, especially when you're making. You can get a lot of points off of that, and that's why Sheyenne for both the boys and girls programs, they can score a lot of points.
Absolutely, they can.
We got Olivia Manson here on the left wing. She's going to swing that back over to Carson Sanders. Back to Fagerlund.
Manson was
Over to
calling for
Breitenbach.
the ball. She thought she was wide open in the lane there, and no one saw her. Get a shot off before the shot clock expires.
Harris pushes this up for Mandan. Spins back. That's going to be a foul on Breitenbach. It's going to be a body. Both of these teams are going to be pretty hungry this year as well. They were just a little over 500, and they both failed. Both of these teams failed to qualify for the state tournament last year, so we'll see how they come out here in the season opener. Mandan did have 5 consecutive state tournament appearances before last season where they failed to make it. And then Sheyenne got to the state tournament in 18 and 19, and then they failed to make it in the past couple of years. So we'll see if they can get back on track this year. But, that's a long ways away. You got to get a good start.
Absolutely. And I think that, there'll be growing pains for all teams, but certainly with a new coach and putting in a new system and those sorts of things as Metcalf gets the shot she wants again.
Maya Metcalf's got the first 5 points for the Mustangs. She's 2 for 2.
So I think there'll be growing pains along the way. The past few years, the East has been so tough with Devils Lake and Davies. Shanley was a good team. Red River was a good team. West Fargo was a good team. You really had to do a lot to get to the state tournament. And, I think some of those teams will be down a little bit this year. So I think there's a good opportunity if things gel right for the Mustangs to have a chance to qualify for the state tournament this year.
And these are the number 8, Cheyenne being at the number 8 spot and Mandan at the number 9 spot in the preseason poll, as number 30, Morgan Sheldon, gets the first bucket for the Braves, 5-2. Breitenbach's going to try to find Sanders. That's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Mustang ball.
It was good passing for Mandan on the last sequence there and getting that cutter to the basket. Something that we see here, a little more of an up-tempo game maybe is what Coach Wingenbach's going to push. Running those lanes and getting open. And that's something that we know we're going to see. Olivia Manson
off the mark.
She can knock down threes if she gets that look.
Braves making a little push here. A little jumper on the right side by number 20, Haley Markle. 5-4 now.
And I think that was someplace that was an area that Cheyenne struggled a little bit last year in that transition D, and we'll see if that gets
fires
better.
again. Just a bit long. Rebounded by Sanders. She puts it up and in. Her first bucket of the afternoon. 7-4.
Good move there. Gave that look out like she was going to kick out an outlet type of pass and then turn back to the basket, and the defender bid on that pass.
Rebounded by Metcalf. That's pushed all the way up. That's just off. She gets the rebound, puts it back in. That's going to be Brenna Dick. She's a sovereign. What's interesting about this Mustang program for the girls is, last year only 1 senior. This year only 2 seniors. It's a large junior class, as with the, compared to the boys, we got 9 seniors on our boys program.
A little reversal this year, absolutely. You know, and we know how important Jaden Feist was to the team last year.
She was dominant in the record books. She got
Great
a lot
kid
of
and
yeah.
hard worker, and you couldn't have asked for to coach a better player, a better individual. But with her moving on, we'll see how this looks. As you pointed out, only 2 seniors on this program as Metcalf starts 3 for 3.
Metcalf's she's got 7 points right off the bat. And yeah, the only 2 seniors this year for the Mustangs are Olivia Manson and Lauren Fagerlund, which they both can shoot. Fagerlund was one of the top 3-point snipers in EDC last year. She had one of the highest 3-point percentages.
She almost single-handedly took down Red River at Red River, which is an accomplishment anytime.
Metcalf rebounds. That's pushed up to
nice
in and out move, and one!
Good crossover on that. Wow.
That's going to be Peyton Breitenbach, and she's also a very good player. She can shoot as well from the outside and take you to the rack as she just did there. 13-4, strong start for the Mustangs. Breitenbach's going to shoot 1. And it rattles in. She'll get the 3-point play. 14-4. And that's what the Mustangs usually do. They come out gunning for you and fast pace. They'll like to speed up the tempo a lot and speed up the other team's offense. Almost knocked away, but that's going to be a foul on Brenna Dick, her first personal foul.
And we saw flashes of her athleticism last year as well
as a freshman.
Getting on there. You know, the stage didn't seem too big. I think there were a couple times that, you know, she was a little uncertain as to how things were going to go and what to do, but she really grew as the year went on. And obviously, if she's going to be starting as a sophomore, Coach Wingenbach believes that she has something to offer for the Mustangs.
It's going to be a foul on Brooke Johnson. Sheldon shooting 2. That gets the touch. 14-5. Second attempt is up, and it's good. Drains that one, 14-6. 2 for 2 at the line for Sheldon.
Shouldn't be shocked to see pressure from Mandan. Content to just, it's a man-to-man look right now, but that might turn into a little trapping opportunity as the day goes on tonight.
That's going to be back over. Fagerlund's going to recover it. Metcalf fires in the corner for 3.
Wow.
Bang! Maya Metcalf. 10 points out of the first 17. Mandan fires a 3. That's number 20. She gets her own rebound.
Blocked by Metcalf, but
puts it up and in.
Yeah,
that's going to be number
35. Good follow by McKenna Johnson there for
she's a freshman for the Braves.
And she's got some length.
She's 6'2". Breitenbach penetrates, kicks it over to Metcalf. Mid-range, just a bit long. Metcalf is just coming out with no hesitation.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see, just pulling the trigger.
Really, absolutely. You know, with that hot start, even if you're going to miss 1 or 2 out here, that's certainly you're going to tell her to go ahead. If she has the green light, and anytime she sees a shot that she's going to get a chance to shoot, she will take it.
So we go. Harris is going to penetrate to her right. Backdoor by Sheldon. It's not there. Swung over to the left side. Here's a screen by Johnson. Penetration. That's a little bit long. Rebounded. Just off the mark. That's going to be rebounded by Fagerlund. Over to Sanders. She's going to go to her right up the sideline. Stops. Hezzies. Back to Fagerlund. And Dick will get on the left side here. She's going to go to her left. Penetrates. Little floater. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Harris. Or excuse me, number 34. Eberly. That's going to be a foul.
Well, Euro step there. Got her, I think Fagerlund's going to pick up that one.
And number 34, Faith Eberly, is going to be at the line shooting 2. It's going to be on Olivia Manson. First personal foul. 15 foul on the Mustangs. First free throw is up and good. 17-9 now.
And Cheyenne with 5 fouls now, you see what that up-tempo does to a team.
Kinda
you put that pressure on them defensively, and you get tired, or you maybe go for a steal, trying to poke a ball out that you shouldn't, and that can lead to foul trouble.
Little deflection there. Fagerland's going to recover. Swings it over to Sanders. Cross-court pass. Back to Fagerland. She's going to fire for 3 off the mark. That was her first attempt of the afternoon. We'll see plenty of those from her. As we got Harris over to Eberle. She fires a 3. It's good! 17-12. Kind of back and forth action off the bat here. The Mustangs had a little run. Now it's the Braves, and that's the game of basketball. It's a game of runs. That's stolen away there. Eberle just short on the layup. Braves ball. And that's what makes this game so fun. As I just said, you know, a game of runs is just back and forth. One team can get hot, then they cool off, and the other team gets hot. That's part of the game.
It is, and really, like we said, that was something that Cheyenne struggled with, and we were kind of anxious to see how that was going to play out this year.
Nice inbound.
Yeah, it really
Eberle
was.
puts it in wide open under the basket. 17-14. Fagerland up the left side here. Crosses back to her right. Swings it over. Oh, almost picked off.
You want to be
Brooke
careful.
Johnson saves it. She'll get the ball back. Rattles it in. Little floater
I think
on the left
Fagerland
side.
and Coach Wingenbach maybe going to talk. We don't want to pick up that dribble out by a volleyball line there. We want to keep that dribble alive. That pass, they were fortunate not to have it stolen.
That's going to be a timeout. The Mustangs lead 19-14 with 10:56 to go here in the first half. We'll take a break. We are back here inside the Sheyenne Gymnasium. The Mustangs lead 19-14. Mandan on a little bit of a run here, as we are 7 minutes and 4 seconds into this match. 10:55 to go. Eberle on top. She'll go to her left. That's a handoff. Swung over to Markhill. Back over to Eberle. She goes to her left. Nice move, but that's just out the mark. Rebounded by Sanders. Olivia Manson pushing it up. Swings it over to Fagerland. She'll rip to the left. Cut off. Back out to Manson. Over to Fagerland in the corner. She'll fire a 3. Just long. Rebounded by Metcalf. That's deflected. Rebounded by Eberle. She'll try to get it up to Johnson, but just a bit long on that pass.
That was very nice hustle by Maya Metcalf there. She missed that putback. And
Great rebound.
banging her head, she hustled back and closed that gap and forced the bad pass and the turnover by Mandan.
So we got Breidenbach back into the game for the Mustangs. Sanders on the right. Dribbles once, into the corner to Johnson. That's deflected. A little bit of pressure here by the Braves. Mustang ball.
They got to look over the top to, oh, they covered it up. Maya Metcalf was open for a second there over the top and was calling for it.
Breidenbach being pressured on top there. Here's a 3 by Johnson on the pick and pop. Oh, and nice rebound. Put back for Olivia Manson. Her first bucket of the afternoon, 21-14 Mustangs. Eberle tries to penetrate. She's cut off. That's to Ritz here on the right side. She's holding it. Johnson posts up. Nice layup, just short. Gets her own rebound. Put back, no good. Rebounded again by Johnson. McKenna Johnson for the Braves getting a few rebounds here. Mustangs got to box her out. You know, two of the biggest things, that most coaches would agree with, and, in my opinion, is the two games that if you do these, you're going to win a lot of basketball games. Defense and rebounding.
Absolutely. If you control turnovers and if you rebound the ball, I think every coach would, if they go into a game knowing they were going to win those two statistics, would feel really good about their chances. And right now, Cheyenne's been giving a few extra opportunities each time down to Mandan, and that hurts you after a while. Because if nothing else, aside from baskets made, it leads to foul trouble for your team.
Absolutely.
As well.
Nice little transition defense here, or offense here, but that's knocked away. Braves get the ball back. Crossover. Nice move here by number 32, or 22. Excuse me, 32. That's Toman. She's in the corner now. We got Eberly on the top here. That's a handoff. Ritz tries to penetrate. It's going to be a foul on the floor.
I think that's on Manson. That's going to put Mandan in the bonus with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
And that's Manson's second. She's going to come out. Fagerlund back in, and along with Husted. She'll get her first couple of minutes here. Kennedy Ritz at the line. It's a 1-and-1. She connects on the first, so she'll get a second. 21-15.
You know, despite the foul discrepancy and the fact that Cheyenne has turned it over a couple times, still holding on to a 5-point lead or a 6-point lead here. Impressive, I think. A good start for this program under Coach Wingenbach.
Nice move by Breitenbach. Just a bit long on the layup. That's rebounded by Toman. So crossover back to her left. Toman on the top, trying to get the offense going. Crosses over to her left, tries to penetrate on Breitenbach. Good defense. Good help defense by Breitenbach. That layup's no good. Breitenbach's going to push the ball up for the Mustangs. That's over to Fagerlund. Down to Metcalf. Back out to Breitenbach at the top of the key. Just a bit long. Good rebound. Oh. Nice put back there, Brenna Dick.
Dick, the recipient there, kind of turned around and suddenly the ball was in her hands. Had the smarts to go up with it right away and put back.
A little miscommunication here. That's going to be Mustang ball. Harris coming back into the game for the Braves.
Coach Henderson for Mandan didn't look too pleased with that, kind of wondering what was going on with that.
Breitenbach, it's going to be a screen there by Husted. Husted penetrates to her left. Tries to go up, but that's knocked out of bounds. Mustang ball still. Manson and Carson Sanders coming back into the game. Good minutes from Breitenbach and Brenna Dick. Little screen action. Manson over into the corner. That's Fagerlund. She's going to get it back out to the top. Over to Sanders. Back to Fagerlund. Reverse over to Manson. Good ball movement. Metcalf fires a three. Off the mark, just short. Rebounded by Toman. 7:20 to go here in the first half. Toman penetrates to her left. That's a rebound there by McKenna Johnson.
Yeah.
She was there for the deflection. 23-17. Fagerlund running the point now for the Mustangs. That's over to Sanders.
Cheyenne a step slow on the rotation there. Metcalf went to help out on that drive, and the rotation wasn't there to pick up McKenna Johnson, and she makes him pay for it.
Here's a pass to Metcalf. Sanders fires a three. That's long. Good hustle by Olivia Manson, but that's going to be Braves ball. Piper Harris back in for the Braves. Here's the Eberly. A little handoff action here. Sheldon penetrates to her right. Spins back to her left. Good hook shot. Nice move from Sheldon, just off the mark. Harris with the rebound. Deflected by Sanders. Out to Eberly. Back out to Sheldon for three. No good. That's rebounded by Fagerlund.
Much better defensive sequence that time down for Cheyenne.
Sanders over to Fagerlund. Outside to Metcalf. She'll fire again.
There
It's good. Maya Metcalf with her third three-point field goal of the afternoon.
Boy, if you can just stay patient and move that ball and see the floor, there's no way a defense can rotate quickly enough for that, and someone's always going to end up with that open look. And that time, Metcalf knocks down her second three of the game.
She's got half of our points.
She does.
You know, last season, you know, she was right behind Jaden Feist, as we said earlier, in points and rebounds. You know, she was kind of that workhorse right behind Jaden.
Well,
and it was those two.
Someone needs to fill those points and rebounds with Feist being gone, and obviously Metcalf as a junior probably going to step up and take up some of that, but that'll be the challenge here for Sheyenne, finding that who else is going to be the contributors.
In Metcalf, she didn't attempt a single three-point field goal last year.
Nope.
Now she's already got, she clearly showed, as you said, she was working on that outside shot, but she was 122 for 216, which is 56% from the field last season. So now she can do it on the inside and the outside. Here's Toman, a little mid-range. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Brenna Dick. Dick's going to swing that over to Manson. Manson fires. No good. Oh, nice steal here by Carson Sanders. Came out of nowhere and one. Carson Sanders gets the steal and the end one. 28-17. She'll go to the line to shoot one.
Mandan foul on number 35, McKenna Johnson. That's her second, 13 foul.
That's gonna, the foul's going to be on McKenna Johnson. That's her second personal. 13th foul for the Braves. Sanders to shoot one. And it's just off the mark. A little wide right there and off the rim. And now Harris is going to run the point for the Braves. A little backdoor cut. Nice cut by Eberly. That's off the mark. Great help defense there by Sanders on the weak side. You know, weak side defense is an important part of this game. You know, if there's a backdoor cut that you need to help out on.
Being able to recognize and see that, Manson launches another. Just can't find the range tonight.
She's just got to keep shooting. You know, when you're not making, you just got to keep shooting because the ball's going to find a way to go in at some point. And then once you make your first, then you kind of get a groove. Then it's then it's 2, then it's 3. You know, you can start out 0 for 6, and then you're 4 for 10 all of a sudden.
And I think that's the game as it is today. You know, in a different time, coaches probably would tell you to quit shooting, but I think the analytics bear out that you're still better off to keep shooting those shots if you can, and eventually, as you pointed out, they will fall. Good ball movement.
Good ball movement. Just a bit long on the layup there by Brenna Dick. Here's Harris. She'll get the floater. Nothing wrong with that shot either from 8 feet out.
They let her get too much penetration instead of stopping the ball higher up, and good recognition by Harris to say, if you're going to give me an 8-footer, I will take that every time down the floor.
It's going to be a foul on McKenna Johnson. Her first personal.
Breidenbach and Johnson back for
Jordan Toman's number 32. Excuse me. McKenna Johnson's number 35. Apologize for that. That's Jordan Toman's first personal. So we got Breidenbach on the left side here. She's going to penetrate to her left. Cut off. Back out to Brenna Dick. Reversed. Almost picked off by Sheldon. To Brenna Dick on the top. She'll fire a 3. That's just short. Good hustle.
Good attempt to try and save that, but that's one where I think
got to get your
you
feet
might want
under
to, you might that, or you want another pass and keep that ball moving and see if you can find something better than the 23-foot three-pointer.
We got Harris. Back over to Jordan Toman. Inside to Eberly. Layup's no good. Sheldon with the rebound. Another rebound. She'll get the putback. And one for the Braves. 28-21 now. Nice job there by Morgan Sheldon. She'll go to the line once again. She's one of the 4 seniors on this Brave squad.
That's 2 now on Metcalf with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. I think Coach Wingenbach has a little decision to make here. Do you try and ride it out and hope that she doesn't pick up that third, or do you just play smart and maybe get her out of the game for the rest of the half, knowing that you'll have 3 fouls to play with in the second half?
Fireland's going to inbound here for the Mustangs.
And Coach Wingenbach opting to keep Maya for the offensive sequence, and then the
nice
next
move
time.
by Breidenbach. Oh, just off the mark. Rebounded by Metcalf. She'll draw the foul and go to the line.
That's one Breidenbach I'm sure wishes she had back.
Yeah, that was a great move.
I think she got there and was expecting to meet some kind of resistance, and I think kind of was shocked at how open she was and kind of ended up missing that.
Metcalf to shoot 2. That's good. Fouls on Jordan Toman. That's her second personal. 15 foul for the Braves. Manson back in for the Mustangs. Metcalf, second attempt, just short. Rebounded by Morgan Sheldon. Harris will walk it up for the Braves. 3:19 to go here in the first half. 29-21 Mustangs. Over to Toman. She's going to dribble to her left. Back over to Harris. Cross court to Eberle. A little all over the place. Kind of not the sharpest passes. That's going to be a turnover.
Mandan went with a little 5-out look on that pass and cut to the basket, and not what they had been running to this point. And I think maybe those first game, not everyone on the same page sort of issues that you'll run into.
Brenna Dick gets tripped up, and that's going to be a travel.
Call the travel on that.
Not sure if she was caught. It looks like she was caught underneath with her legs there. But
definitely tripped up, but refs deciding there was no intent. It was accidental, and
it's going to be a travel.
A travel on Brenna Dick.
Here's Harris back out to Markle. Back inside to Sheldon. Nice move by Sheldon, just off the mark. The Braves getting a lot of good looks. Brenna Dick will push it up. She's good to go up for the left-hand layup. Just off the mark. Rebounded by Sanders. That won't go. A lot of missed bunnies early on for both teams.
Both teams have missed their share. Probably something when both coaches look at this game film afterwards and they look at that, they're just going to groan every time they see a missed easy opportunity.
That's going to be the first personal foul for Maddie Husted, number 11 for the Mustangs, and now it's going to be double bonus for the Braves. Piper Harris at the line to shoot 2 for the Braves. First one's no good.
Well, I guess if there is a positive, Cheyenne's gone 8 deep in their rotation thus far. So the 10 fouls, well, that's a lot. When you're running with 8 people, you can kind of absorb it. No one's in any major foul trouble at this point, but probably something Coach Wingenbach will address at halftime here as we go under 2.5 to go in the first half with Sheyenne up 29-22.
Just a little over 2 minutes to go.
Boy, that
nice
really
pass
worked
from
out.
Husted. And Carson Sanders is going to connect.
Manson went back door. The pass wasn't great. She got a hand on it. Ended up being tipped to Sheyenne, and it worked out for a
great pass
basket.
Great pass by Husted.
That was very good recognition after she found herself with that.
Sheldon's going to get back to the line. You know, she's pretty powerful down there on the block.
Is.
Another trip to the line for Sheldon. I believe that's her 4th trip already, 3rd or 4th trip to the line. That's going to be on Brenna Dick, her second personal. Sheldon off right on her first attempt. Lauren Fagerlund back into the game for the Mustangs.
Same with Peyton Breitenbach there.
Breitenbach. On the floor now for the Mustangs, it's going to be Maddie Husted, Peyton Breitenbach, Lauren Fagerlund, Carson Sanders, and Olivia Manson. As Manson's going down the floor into the corner, a little quick return action. Fagerlund's going to bring it up over to Breitenbach. She'll go to her left. Breitenbach, nice move to the rack. She's getting to the hole pretty well, just couldn't connect. Rebounded by Toman. Toman up ahead, looking for Eberle. That's just a bit long.
I think Tolman, if she had just continued down the floor, Manson and Fagerlund were both covering up players, but had their backs turned to the ball. I think she probably could have gotten fairly deep to the basket and got a good look, or at least forced one of them to come off of their player and left a little bounce pass.
Breitenbach was trapped in the corner there. That's a turnover. Great defense there by the Braves. Piper Harris is going to push it up. She'll get to the rack, just a little bit long. Too much power off of the glass. Ooh, it's going to be a travel on Carson Sanders.
saying she picked up that pivot foot just before the ball got down to the ground. So
she didn't really want to go over and back there. That was almost an over and back.
Yeah, and that's the point of pressure. When you go at that pace, you have to be hyper aware of where you are on the floor and what's going on.
Nice backdoor. And one for number 20, Haley Markel. Piper Harris on the assist.
Boy, and I think, you're at some point, Cheyenne's going to have to make a decision. Are we going to look to cut off that pass? I know Coach Wingenbach likes to play that pressure up the line defense, but it leaves you exposed to that back door, and Mandan is exposing that. And when you're at 12, 13 fouls and a half already.
That's 3 fouls on Peyton Breitenbach, too.
And to me, she's been the one that's handled the pressure, handling the ball wise to this point. So something to be watching.
So we're going to take a short break. Mustangs lead 31-24 with a minute and 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that
We are back after that short break. 31-24 Mustangs with a minute and 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Mustang ball here as Sanders is going to inbound. Manson will bring it up for the Mustangs. She'll go to her left. That's going to be a foul on Haley Markel on the floor. A little body action there. It's going to be 6 fouls now on the Braves. That was Markel's first personal. Almost intercepted by Sheldon. She'll knock that out of bounds. Risky pass there by Fagerland.
Pass.
Fagerland to inbound once again. Cross court, another risky pass. That's deflected by Eberle. That's going to be a turnover. Braves will get the ball back here. See if they can get a couple buckets as we approach the end of the first half here. And as we approach, the final minute. 31-24. A couple buckets will swing the momentum here right before halftime. Here's Eberle. She's going to dump that inside to Sheldon. Spin back to her right. This time she gets it to fall.
Now you're going to see the pressing defense, the trapping defense
as Sheldon
here.
Calls out, I believe it's a diamond.
Little diamond press here with a 1-2-1-1 or a 1-2-2.
Sanders inside of Metcalf. That's going to speed up the tempo. And that's going to be a turnover for the Mustangs. Their second straight turnover. Braves get the ball back.
And these are those situations that they struggled with last year. So being able to remain calm and see the floor and try and play at the pace you want as opposed to letting that defense dictate the pace for you.
Piper Harris just dribbling it out on top here. Braves are going to wind down the clock on their last possession here, so the Mustangs can't get much time on the next shot. Here's a nice backdoor to Haley Markel. Couple buckets. Now it's 31-28. A little momentum swing here for the Braves. That's going to be a blocking foul on number 34, Eberle.
That'll send Manson to the line as Cheyenne has finally reached the bonus with 2.8.
A lot of fouls. But that's a good sign. Both teams are pretty scrappy.
Yep.
We expected that from both programs coming into this one, as Maddie Husted's going to come in for Maya Metcalf.
I think especially the first game of the year, refs generally have a focus that they're going to be looking at year to year, and that first game is kind of that feeling out process for the teams and the refs, just kind of to see how it's going to be. So it has been a lot of fouls this half, but Cheyenne has been able to maintain a lead, and they're going to go in with that lead at halftime up at least 4.
Manson goes 1 for 2 at the line. Deflected. Almost. Buzzer beater there at halftime. The Mustangs lead 32-28, but it was a little bit of a momentum swing there for the Braves at the end of the half. They got a couple turnovers and a couple buckets. So what do you think the coach, Sean Henderson's going to say to her girls at halftime?
Well, I think he's just going to say, hey, look what we can do when we put them up tempo, when we make them have to make quick decisions. And Obviously Mandan's on the better end of the foul situation, so I think they're going to try to continue doing the things they've done, looking for those backdoor passes offensively, looking for transition baskets. I think probably for Coach Wingenbach, we've got to control the fouls. We've got to be patient, and what we really got to do is defensively, we got to figure out how we're going to handle this backdoor cut and how we're going to rotate and what we're going to do about that.
And what, with Kenyon Wingenbach, kind of a little bit of a momentum, as I said, momentum change there. The Braves got a few buckets at the end of the half. So what do you think Wingenbach says to the Mustangs as they trailed by just 4 here at halftime?
Yeah, with you point out that for all the mistakes that might have been made, the number of fouls, the turnovers, we're still up 4. That's a pretty good deal. But we've got to be smart. We've got to take our time on offense. Let's look to push the pace when we can, and then be patient when we don't have it. But again, we've got to figure out how we're going to handle Mandan's offense and making those defensive rotations to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, the Mustangs lead by 4, 32-28. We're going to take a couple minutes, and we'll be back shortly for the second half predictions.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else. In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else. In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else. In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else. In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
We are back here inside this Sheyenne Gymnasium. The second half is about to get underway here with less than 3 minutes to go here in the intermission. We do want to remind you guys that we got a new sponsor for boys and girls varsity basketball. This broadcast is proudly sponsored by Apex Engineering Group, professional consultants serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota communities and public agencies, designing solutions to your infrastructure needs. If you set the bar at competence, how do you reach excellence? Find out at apexenggroup.com. You know, so as we get the second half's about to get underway, Coach, you know, Maya Metcalf, she came out pretty strong for the Mustangs. She had 14 points
in the first half, yeah. And that's almost half of the Sheyenne total, and that's what you know, that's why it was so important probably for Coach Wingenbot to get her off the floor those last few minutes of the first half, because she does only have the 2 fouls, and you know you're going to have to go deep with her in the second half to make sure that you're competitive and have that chance. And the only real foul trouble was Peyton Breitenbach. She has 3 fouls, but you know, I think you can live with that considering the number of fouls that you had in the first half. The rest of the scoring for the Mustangs in the first, Peyton Breitenbach had 3, Carson Sanders 6, Brooke Johnson had 2, and Manson had 2, and Brenna Dick had 4.
You know, in the scoring for the Mandan Braves, it was pretty balanced across the board. You know, Eberly had a couple buckets, and Sheldon got inside a lot, so we'll see how that's going to continue here for the Braves. And we're going to have the head boys varsity coach, Tom Kirchhoffner, up here for a little short interview as the second half's about to start. Tom, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me, and apologize for not getting up here on time. You know, first game of the season, and just kind of got a lot of things going through my head right now, and make sure everything's set up, and I'm excited right now.
So, you know, what's the plan for, you know, the game for you guys in the next hour or so? How are you guys going to come out against Mandan?
Well, we're just going to kind of do what we've done in practice and make sure that we rebound the ball, and then we get out and run, and if we can get a good look right away, we'll take it. If not, swing it back up and set up the offense.
So, Tom, I know that you've seen this Mandan team each of the last couple of years, right? Once in the state tournament last year, and then to open the season a couple years ago. You know, as a coach, you have probably, you know what teams in your conference do, and the players obviously change as kids graduate. How do you prepare for a team that maybe you don't get to see as often, or you maybe don't have as much game film on or as much familiarity with?
Yeah, with this 2 teams that we have this year, you know, with Mandan and us, you know, we both graduated a lot of guys last year. I think they only got 1 returning starter, and that's Grubb. and he's going to be their go-to guy. And then we're going to have a whole bunch of new starters this year. So really, you're just throwing everything out, and that coach is going to make them play hard. They've been in the state tournament the last 4 years, and so we know that they're going to play hard, being up the line, on the line. So it's going to be one heck of a night with them.
As a coach, do you go in thinking you have an idea of what they're going to do when they return so few players? Do you think that it should be much of the same that you've seen before, or do you have to be prepared for maybe some wrinkles that maybe you haven't seen?
Yeah, I got a general idea of how they're going to play. They're going to be very aggressive, and they're going to play man-to-man defense and deny. But then again, when I don't know their personnel, I don't know their style, I don't know what the coach says. He might just say, hey, I can't play man-to-man with this group. So, but traditionally, they, out west, they're a man-to-man ball club.
Absolutely. Seeing some of the other, you can always tell it's the beginning of the season. The stands, half the stands seem to be filled with coaches of one variety or another as well. And I know we talked a little bit about this, but during the football broadcast a few weeks ago, but is this about as deep for a conference as you've seen the EDC in quite some time in terms of top to bottom?
Yes, without a doubt with the boys. I'm really excited for the season, just for the fact that, there's a lot of talent in this conference. I mean, it seems like every team has a dude, and so we got to be ready to play. We got to play sharp every night, and it's just going to be a battle, and that's going to be a good thing, though. It's going to test you and get you ready for the tournament and get you ready for the state tournament as well.
That's what I was going to ask you. Last year, obviously, with the #1 ranking and how strong you were as a team, there were probably some nights that, while you can't take anyone lightly, you probably knew there were going to be some nights that weren't going to be as tough for you. This year, probably not going to be the case, right? With new players, the guys that you've lost, and knowing how deep this conference is, really going to be imperative that teams come to play every night.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that's going to be our sorry, I'm just kind of watching this game.
Yeah,
it's just fun to watch these girls right now, and just seeing a coach make his impact on a program right now, and they had a great lead to start the first half, and Maya Metcalf has made, I think, like 3 threes. She's been outstanding tonight, and
She had half their points.
Yeah, half their points, and once Olivia Manson gets going, they're going to be really tough to beat. But yeah, and with our guys, have an idea of our team. It's just a matter of going out and executing it. But I like what I saw out of our C team and our JV tonight. They did an outstanding job of getting up down the court. Good job, Jackson.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. It's going to be fun to see you guys go up against Mandan because they're a very scrappy team, and you guys are too. So it's going to be fun to see how the two defenses can go up against each other and how the offense is going to be able to handle that pressure.
Yeah, we both got different styles. We're going to play everything. We're going to play man-to-man, zone, half-court, trap, full court. And I'm expecting just out of them just playing a lot of man-to-man. But at some point, you got to make adjustments in the game. Sometimes man-to-man doesn't work, so you got to get a rebound there. You got to make adjustments. You got to play something different.
Coach, sorry, I'm like you. I'm trying to keep an eye on the game here. Tell us about some of the guys to watch, you think, in the EDC conference this year. Who do you see as being difference makers, both from your team and the teams that you're going to see on a nightly basis in the EDC conference this year?
Well, definitely, I'm going to start off with our team. I'm going to say Mike Nile. He's 6'6" guard, very explosive, got a nice outside shot. He played behind Jackson Moni and Jaheim Leak, and so he didn't really have a chance to really showcase, all of his skills. So I'm excited for him this year. I think he's going to really explode on the scene. And then if you go other guys in the league, you got Sem from North, the sophomore. You got Matzenbach, who committed to Northern State at Davies. And then you got West Fargo. They got Brett Limke, and he's their guard shooter. And then also with Carson Agerly, you got Grand Forks has got Payne Parks, and they got another shooter that's one of the top 3-point shooters in the conference. And then
Zach Kraft.
Yeah, you got Shanley, you got the Kraft brothers, and they're outstanding. It's just a deep league, and now with our conference, it's getting to be a big conference as well.
In the next couple of years, the talent's just going to get, it's just there's going to be a lot of talent leaving the next 2-3 seasons, so it's going to be an exciting 2-3 year stretch.
Yeah, and that's just a great thing for our kids and our program and everybody else. Is just there's going to be great competition every night.
You know, Coach, you mentioned Jackson Money and that Kate Machenbacher had committed at Northern State. I know you had an opportunity to go watch Jackson play last week against MSUM. Any updates you can give us on whether it's Jackson or any of the other former Mustangs who are currently playing college basketball?
Yeah, Jackson, he had 22 points against Moorhead State, hadn't lost, and I felt like he was the best player on the court. He's been starting every game as a true freshman for the NSIC, Northern State Mustangs, and he had 27 and 10 against Presentation. So he was, once again, their top player that night. Blake Berg, I think he got in double digits the other night. I've been texting him because I think he's only missed one free throw on the year. So he's about 90-some%. When he was a senior, I think he was around 54%. So he's made quite the change, quite the improvement in his free throws. And then Zach Westfall, he played the other night. I think he got around 7-8 points for the Crooks and Eagles, and he's playing his last year of basketball. So those are the guys that are currently playing right now.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight and on the rest of the season. I was saying to Jackson, it feels like just a few weeks ago we were here in the gym watching both the boys and the girls play, and we're certainly looking forward to another fine season for the Mustang boys. Best of luck.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
That was Tom Kirchhoffner, head coach of the Sheyenne Mustang boys, as we kind of rejoin the action here. And first points for Sheyenne in the second half, going 3 minutes without a score, but retaking the lead here. It's been a pretty hectic pace as we've seen,
Dan.
Going up and down, a lot of shots as we were talking to Coach Kirchhoffner there. And, I think probably Sheyenne is more prepared for that than maybe they've been in previous years, but I think that's probably still something that is probably more suited to Mandan than it is to Sheyenne.
Absolutely. Nice move there by Morgan Sheldon. And the Mandan Braves, they've tied it up. They scored 6 points. Mustangs have only gotten one bucket here so far in the first few minutes of the second half. Breidenbach on top.
I think this is that time now as Breidenbach picks up that dribble. This is really when that defense is trying to get you out and push you into bad situations.
Metcalf hits the three.
Hits another three.
She's got 17 now.
I think that's an important sequence, something just like that where you settle down, run the offense the way you want, and get the shot that you want. We'll go ahead and take a break here. We'll see you on the other side of the timeout. 37-34 Sheyenne.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the
We are back here inside the Sheyenne Gymnasium. Mustangs lead 37-34 here with 13:58 to go in the second half. We want to give you guys some scoring updates for EDC action for both boys and girls. For the boys, this morning it was Turtle Mountain. They defeated Grand Forks Central 76-70, and the girls program for Turtle Mountain defeated Grand Forks Central 60-50, and then Bismarck St. Mary's for the girls defeated Shanley 57-50. And then last night for the boys, Jamestown knocked off Valley City 61-34, and then last night for the girls, Jamestown won 94-50 against Valley City, and then Fargo South defeated Oak Grove 68-30. As we return here, Manson dribbling up to the left side. It's going to be a foul on Piper Harris.
Want to give a shout out real quickly to the Mustangs wrestling program. They finished third today at their event. That's the highest place that they've ever taken. And congrats to 3 of the champions for the Mustangs, Landon Zink, Marcus Johnson, and Will Post, all taking individual championships in their weight class. Way to go, Mustang wrestlers.
You know, we called the wrestling match a couple weeks ago against Grand Forks Central. You know, Marcus Johnson reached 50 pins, and Landon Zink, as a 7th grader, got his first varsity win. So a pretty good start for our wrestling team this year. And, you know, they're kind of a program that's kind of growing. You know, last year was their first winning season, so we'll see if that can continue this year.
That's really great to see for Lex Lundy and his program, because it is difficult to start a program and to make it grow and all the things that come along with that. So it's really great to see that Coach Lundy is getting the results that I'm sure he's been talking to kids about and asking them to push themselves towards.
And, you know, speaking of growing, you know, this the Sheyenne girls varsity program, they've kind of grown over the years. You know, their first year in the 14 to 15 season, that was the first year for boys and girls. The girls went 0-22, then they got up to 8-16, then 11-14, and then the 17 to 18 season was their first winning season and their first state tournament appearance. They went 18-9. They took 6th place at state, and then the next year they finished 18-9 again, and they got 4th place. And, you know, last year they've been 13-12 both times, so we'll kind of see. You know, it's been winning seasons for the past, 4 years. And, you know, the last couple of years, though, have been just a little bit over 500. So we'll see if that winning percentage can go up even more as the season progresses here.
Absolutely. Great backdoor cut by Metcalf. Great recognition by Breidenbach to see that. Get it to her right where she needed the ball, and quick pull of the trigger for Maya Metcalf as she continues to be the workhorse for the Mustangs in terms of offense.
Here's Breidenbach. She's going to bring it up for the Mustangs on the left side. Crosses, little crossover action. It's a 3 in the corner, just short. That was by Brooke Johnson.
Little 5-out action here again for Mandan.
Harris fires a 3. Wide left. Brooke Johnson with the rebound. She finds Breidenbach wide open. She's going to connect on the layup. Great transition offense there. Nice job by Johnson to look down the floor for Breidenbach.
And that's, I think that's half the battle as Mandan takes a timeout, recognizing when it's time to run and when it's time to take your time.
So the Mustangs lead 41-34. We're going to be back shortly with 11:46 to go here in the second half. We are back here with 11:46 to go here in the second half. Mustangs lead by 7, 41-34. Here's Eberly on the left side for the Braves. She's going to bring it back out to the top. Low screen action here. Pick and roll. High post. That's going to be back out to Markel. Markel drives to her right. A little floater off the mark. Rebounded by Breidenbach.
I think we really need to recognize that whatever it was that Coach Wingenbach talked about at halftime, Sheyenne has been much improved in terms of the defensive end, in terms of not giving up those backdoor cuts and the cuts. They're working much harder, Sheyenne, on defense.
Great ball movement there. Breidenbach just could not connect there from the top of the key.
I think Coach Wingenbach would say that we'll take that shot.
That's a
anytime
good shot.
We can get it. It's a really good shot.
And, she can shoot that. Breidenbach is capable of getting hot. She had a high 3-point percentage last season. And Manson's going to bring it up here for the Mustangs. She rejects the screen. Manson, a little floater.
One thing that always amazes me watching Olivia, I think she's way more comfortable dribbling with that left hand, even though she shoots right-handed. And, it's just not very often that you see that. You're always going to want to use that dominant hand, but she's a left-handed dribbler. And I think if you don't recognize that, that could be a problem for you as a defense to realize that how good she is with that left hand on the dribble.
great floater, great touch on that as well. Especially when you're kind of shorter. It's kind of a good shot once in a while to get it up over the defender.
Good shot. And, the fact that she is such a good shooter, that soft touch on that, it's not just thrown up there, but it's shot with some touch.
Yeah, we'll see if she can get it going from the outside. She was firing a lot of threes, just couldn't connect. As Metcalf gets another bucket. The Mustangs building a little lead now, 45-34. Eberly over to the corner to Sheldon. Sheldon spins back, fakes the spin, and a little half spin action. That's over to Harris. Or excuse me, that's Eberly. Eberly crosses over to her right. Eberly, nice layup, just could not connect. The Braves kind of struggling to connect on their layups. Johnson up to Manson, rejected by Toman.
That's still a good look. A pass and a shot at the basket, that could go. That could be a foul call. You're still getting the ball back. That's a good transition situation for Sheyenne.
Breitenbach to inbound here. Metcalf, little bunny there. Does not get the touch. Good shot, though. Rebounded by Breitenbach. That won't go. Or excuse me, that was rebounded by Sanders, but she turns it over. Toman gets the steal and the layup.
Toman saw that coming, and so now, again, here's one of those situations for Sheyenne. Slow it down. Let's get the shot that we want, and they're going to get the foul there on Harris.
That's going to be Eberly.
Or Eberly,
actually.
I'm sorry.
They look similar out there.
Well, they do.
Eberly and Harris,
And
they're both their point guards.
And you can't tell the ponytails apart with old eyes from this high up in the rafters.
I know. We kind of struggled identifying players in the booth. Once we get more technology, we'll be able to identify. I made a couple errors early on calling the football games, but it got better as it went on. But it's kind of hard to see with the windows. They're kind of blurry up there in the booth.
It is. It's a long way away. And, of course, I went next door to the main PA, and he has a spotter in there. So I figured they were cheating. We had to do it the old-fashioned way ourselves.
I was kind of relying on the monitor we have here on the iPad. But hopefully we can get some more technology to make it a little easier with higher definition. Has Brenna Dix long on her first free throw. Sheldon coming back in for the Braves.
Kind of flipped here now. Cheyenne's going to be shooting the bonus from here on out. So that's going to be, I think, an important advantage for them, where it was kind of a flip situation where Mandan was shooting the bonus for much of the first half. This will help Sheyenne out, getting them to the line and maybe take a little edge off of the aggressiveness of that Mandan defense.
Tobin penetrates to her left. Back over to Harris in the corner. She'll get it out to Toman. Toman goes right, back behind the back to the left. That's kicked.
Boy, one thing that I'm going to call a foul there on number 4, Jaden Hecox. But, one thing that's impressed me with this Mandan squad, boy, they're all comfortable driving to the basket. There's not a single one of them that has been scared to just take it into the lane and get a shot up or find an open.
Nice shot there.
Teammate.
Number 22, Kennedy Ritz, gets the three-point basket. Metcalf, she's going to fire. Just off the mark. Good rebound by Dick. A little jumper here by number 4, Jaden Hecox for the Mustangs.
Good transition D there for Sheyenne getting back.
Sheldon, tough move, just cannot connect. Getting a lot of looks on that low block.
And this is a smart play, slowing it down.
Fagerlund into the corner. Penetration by Digg. That's rejected by Johnson from the Braves.
She's a difference maker down inside. You have to account for that if you're going to drive.
And they got, this year she's only a freshman, so pretty much 4 years. She's going to be with this program for 4 years. That's almost picked off by Jordan Toman.
That was hit right back to to Dick.
And turnover.
And turnover because she was standing out of bounds. And this is important sequence, I think, like for Brenna Dick, because see her kind of, dropping that chin a little bit and upset with herself and those sorts of things. And you got to keep in mind, Mandan's not a pushover of a team or anything. They're out there working hard, and mistakes are going to happen. As
great defense there by Hecox.
Hecox ties her up. Those are the types of things that can happen. So it's really important in a game that's tight and going back and forth that you don't get down on yourself or on your teammates. You just keep working hard and focus on the things that you've been practicing for the past 2 weeks.
Absolutely. And, the great thing about basketball compared to sports like baseball is you can make up your mistakes in, like, less than 10 seconds. Baseball, you kind of, if you strike out, you got to wait until the lineup goes through.
That's right.
That's the great thing about high, fast-paced sports is, like basketball. You can make up your mistake in less than 10 seconds. Let's say you turn over the ball, you can sprint
make a
back
difference
and
on defense,
and get a block yourself. Yeah.
Or you commit a foul and you knock down a 3 on the next possession or whatever it might be. You're absolutely right.
And that feels good when you make up for a mistake. Here's Breidenbach. Oh, that's knocked away by Jordan Toman, but it's going to be a foul on Jordan Toman. That's going to be her third personal and 7th team foul on the Braves. So it's kind of it's flipped here. The Mustangs had most of the fouls in the first half, but now the Mustangs will be in the bonus as the Braves have 7 team fouls already. Mustangs only with 4 team fouls in the second half so far.
Wow, good
putback by Maya Metcalf off of the Breidenbach missed free throw.
And textbook what you would want as a coach. She kept that ball high, went up quickly with it before the defense could react. Great fundamentals there from Maya Metcalf. Travel.
Almost a good move by McKenna Johnson, but travel.
When you get that open, you wonder if you got there somehow that wasn't supposed to be. And she ended up taking an extra step there, but impressive nonetheless. Still just a man look here from Mandan. I think just more to slow Sheyenne down. We haven't seen that diamond press, that 1-2-1-1 since late in the first half. As Cheyenne's up 8 here, you wonder at what point does Mandan feel like you're going to have to start putting pressure on.
Yeah.
But here they are at 8 fouls and only a couple away from a double bonus. So it's that double-edged sword. You're behind. You got to try and make things happen, but it's not really the ideal situation for you as Breidenbach knocks down the first of 2.
Breidenbach's second attempt is up and good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. 49-39 Mustangs. Piper Harris to bring it up for the Braves.
Looking now, looks like it's Hawaiian Day in the student section here as students are starting to filter in to watch the remainder of the girls' game and be prepared for the boys' game.
Here's a little drive there by Harris.
Jackson couldn't help but notice you're not wearing your Hawaiian shirt or your lei today.
I'm not in the student section. I'm up here doing my job.
That's true. We'll just have to let Aaron Knodel be down in the student section wearing his Hawaiian shirt today.
We want to take the time to remind you that Essentia Health is proud to sponsor Sheyenne High School's Mustang Media Team and this broadcast. Here's a rebound by Metcalf. That's over to, and Brenna Dick's going to bring it up. Metcalf inside. That's a foul.
Ooh.
Slap on the arm as Metcalf was throwing that pass. That's going to send her to the line. That's the 9th team foul on the Braves, so one more, and the Mustangs are going to be in the double bonus. That foul was on number 25,
that
Piper
was on
Harris.
Harris disagreed with that one, but
3 fouls on her.
But it only matters what the refs see and the way they call the game. So whether you think it was clean or not, now moving forward, Cheyenne in the double bonus, and coming down towards 6 minutes, plenty of time still for Mandan.
Yeah,
but you're down 11. Yeah, you got to have probably a sense of urgency here.
Got to go on a big run here. Markel pump fakes, goes to her right. That's a handoff to Johnson. She's going to make a move, loses the ball. That's going to be a turnover, and the Mustangs will get the ball back. a big run here for the Mustangs will kind of put it away and just kind of, drain, a little punch into the soul for the Braves. That's when you go on a big run like that late in the game.
Yeah, I
that
think
can kill the other team's spirit.
Oh, so she needs some help now. Good recognition.
And
good backdoor
nice
cut
backdoor
by
cut,
Metcalf.
just short. Rebounded by Johnson.
Yeah,
Harris is going to push it.
If Sheyenne can convert, 3-4 times in the next couple of minutes, 3 minutes, that really kind of puts the game out of reach.
Yeah. Good drive there by Eberly. She's going to draw the foul. She's going to go to the line.
Really good defense by Elena Holder in the first, and then when she tipped it away, but then decided to go for that block, and that's when they get her.
That's 6 on the Mustangs, so one more, and that puts the Braves in the bonus for a 1-1.
Wholesale substitutions here.
So Manson,
Johnson,
Sanders.
Sanders, yeah, Manson, Johnson, Sanders for the Mustangs.
I believe they're going to, Wingenbach's going to give Breidenbach
I think
a breather because Breidenbach's probably the best ball handler.
Yeah, she
for the
has been.
Mustangs.
I think Breidenbach and Metcalf get about a minute here to kind of catch their breath, and then they're going to be going for the long haul. Good drive by Brenna
just
Dick.
could not connect. Great move. A lot of missed bunnies in this game between both programs. Toman spins back to her right and connects on the layup. 51-30,
Here comes that
43.
diamond press now. It looks like it maybe is going to be on makes from here on out. Again, patience is the key to this.
Manson
Just
getting
seeing the
pressured.
floor. Good passing and good eyes will beat a press every time.
That's a turnover. Sheldon gets the ball. She's going to push it for the Braves. And she goes up, draws the foul. That's going to be on Olivia Manson. That puts the Braves in the bonus as well. It's 51-43 with 5:19 to go. I feel like this one's going to come down to the wire.
It very well may. I think Coach Wingenbach's probably over there wondering how, and there he goes to Breidenbach right now. We've talked about she's probably their best ball handler and the best equipped to handle the pressure. So she's going to get a break here for Brenna Dick and get back in there, and I wouldn't be shocked to see Metcalf back pretty quickly as well.
That's also 3 on Olivia Manson. Sheldon connects on her second free throw attempt there.
Here it comes. That
Breidenbach over to Manson, or excuse me, Fagerland. Manson just came out of the game.
Yep.
That's going to be a foul on the Braves. I believe that will be on Harris. Yep. That's going to be her 4th personal, so she's going to see if she stays in.
It's tough to dribble through a trap like that, but at least Breidenbach, she kind of put her head down and was aggressive with it. I think where you get in trouble is when you kind of, you're tentative and you don't know what it is you want to do. I think you either survey the floor and you know you're going to pass, or you're just aggressive with it. And Breidenbach makes the first on this double bonus. Not the second.
The free throw shooting has been pretty good,
I think
with
so.
all these fouls, and that's key. You got to make your free throws because that can affect you down the line if you don't capitalize at the line. Here's a little penetration action. Great defense there by Fagerland to cut her off. Down inside to Sheldon. Sheldon over to Harris in the corner. Just long. Rebounded by almost. It's going to go to Harris. Harris, a little floater. Just a bit long. She'll get the ball again. Toman fires. No good. Sheldon with the rebound. The Mustangs have got to box out. You can't allow that many opportunities. They're lucky the Braves have not been connecting on those second and third chance points. Manson fires. No good. Oh, what a sequence.
It was, and the real shame of it was I thought Mandan might walk away with points on that, and up until those shots started going, Sheyenne had played really good half-court defense, and then they just couldn't box out.
Yeah.
And they are giving up, I think, maybe a little size, especially at the guard position to Mandan.
Johnson at the line.
Metcalf's going to return with 4:30 left in the game.
I believe they're going to get her back in there to rebound. That's also key down the stretch. But, yeah, I think this game would really be a different story if Mandan was connecting more on their close looks. Yeah. Sheldon's been getting a lot of good looks down there.
As I mentioned earlier, I think both coaches will look back at this game film and and think about the what ifs. You know, for Mandan,
finishing.
it might have been, you know, boy, we might have won that, or you know, and Coach Wingenbach might say, man, we would have had a much easier time with this.
Nice move.
Had we made some shots.
That's by Markhill, 53-46. Mustangs have got to stay poised here down the stretch. Manson fires a three. Not what you need there with
you
four.
need, with a 7-point lead in 4 minutes, you don't need to jack up shots quickly. You just need to get the shot you want and eat some of that shot clock. Now this
Nice
is
pass
a good look
to
for Carson
Sanders. Great pass there by Peyton
Breidenbach.
Breidenbach. And Sanders connects on the layup, 55-46. That's what you, as you said, Dan, that's what you need right there. Nothing wrong with a transition layup.
Nope. But otherwise, you know, once you get across half court, there's no need to throw something up quickly. Just be relaxed. So even here,
Manson's going to fire again. Finally gets it to go. Her first three-point make of the game. And that's good to see that she's not quitting. She's not hesitating to shoot.
you mentioned you got to keep shooting, and a little fist bump there. I think she thought there had been a lid on that basket all night, but she finally got one.
And that's going to be a timeout. Mustangs lead 58-46 with 3:24 remaining here in the game.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
We are back here inside the Sheyenne Gymnasium. We just got a score update for the FCS playoff second round between North Dakota State and Southern Illinois. The NDSU leads 31-7 with 11:54 remaining in the fourth quarter up at the Fargo Dome. Harris is going to bring up the ball for the Braves. 3:20 remaining here. You know, it was just a 7-point game, but then a Sanders layup and a Manson three got the lead back up to 12 for the Mustangs.
I think the next minute and a half is pretty crucial for both teams. Go a long way towards determining the outcome here. Mandan needs to go on a run, and Cheyenne just needs to be cool and collected as they work their way through.
Nice move by Eberly, but just could not connect. Breidenbach over to the corner. It's good. That's by Brenna Dick. 61-46. Huge threes down the stretch there. And Brenna Dick's going to get the steal. Nice job. Manson connects. A 10-0 run all of a sudden by the Mustangs, and that is just, you know, huge.
That's for Mandan. That is just disheartening. It
was just a 7-point game.
It was, and you felt like you maybe had a chance to go on a quick run, and suddenly you're down 17 with 2.5 minutes to go, and you know that this is probably a done deal at this point.
You know, it's just crazy how fast the game can change like that. You know, a 7-point lead now becomes a 17-point lead. A quick 10-0 run there, a couple layups and threes there by the Mustangs. We do want to remind you guys, Bell Bank Mortgage is proud to support the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Rates are great, so if you're considering moving up or maybe even becoming a homeowner for the first time, talk to the experts at Bell. We'll make you home happen. Bell Bank Mortgage, equal housing lender, go Mustangs. So a quick timeout there by the Braves. 63-46.
It's a pretty one-sided conversation there from Coach Anderson. Not happy with not taking care of the ball and giving up those looks for the threes, and you know, it's only game one. You know, for both programs, you got to keep that in mind. But I'm sure that's not the type of sequence that he's looking for there for Coach Anderson.
And Wingenbach's probably just like, all right, let's go. 10 straight points to extend the lead to 17 to make it tough on the Braves. As Sheldon's going to go to the line for 2. 2:20 remaining here in the game. She connects on the first. Sheldon's second attempt is up and good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line, 63-48. Dick back over to Peyton Breitenbach. Nice ball movement. Metcalf, good look, connects. Excellent ball movement. Not a lot of dribbling, just passing it. Cross-court action. Metcalf connects on the easy layup.
The ball moves through the air so much faster than it does trying to dribble that. And really textbook. And Mandan is at a point where they have to start going for things.
Yep.
They have to be riskier. But credit Cheyenne for taking advantage and seeing the angles and the openings that were there.
Here's Harris, spins back to her right, trips up.
Great defense.
Deflected away. Here's great pass by Breitenbach to Metcalf. Won't go. Breitenbach gets the the putback. The rebound and the putback. 67-48.
And Mandan's going to empty the bench. Coach Henderson conceding and getting some girls some opportunity to see the floor here for the last minute and a half. So Jackson, as we're winding this down and we know that it's pretty much academic, thoughts on the first game of the Kenyon Wingenbach era here?
Well, it's pretty much back and forth. I think the girls did a good job keeping their poise, and especially we've just seen it. It's a 14-2 run down the stretch, and that's what you need at the end of the game, just to put the other team away.
Whatever the final score is, it's not going to be very indicative of how close this game was. Really, until the last 4 minutes, this was a close game, and even though Sheyenne was in the lead, I don't think it was a foregone conclusion that they were going to win. Undoubtedly, for both coaches, they realized the grand scheme of things. This is one game. It's the first step of a marathon.
20-plus games.
Yeah, neither coach is going to be satisfied. Certainly there will be good things that they can look at and take away from this, but undoubtedly both coaches are going to see things that their teams need to improve on in the future.
The Braves, they really played really well. They just could not connect.
No, they really couldn't.
Nice move there by number 42, Sydney Heinert. She'll get the end one. Yeah, they couldn't connect.
Yeah.
Sheldon was getting plenty of looks, and she just a little bit too strong off of the glass.
Yeah, again, that's one of those things Coach Henderson's going to say, man, if we shot it, if we just made half of the ones we missed, it's a whole different situation. I think that might have been a basket violation. I don't know if it touched rim, but they let him play on here. Cheyenne's going to just move the ball.
Here's Archico. Back over to
Hecox.
To
Haas.
Getting some experience in here. That's going to be out of bounds. Braves ball. Archico's the other sophomore on the roster for the Mustangs. She's got a quick release. Quick release. She can knock it down.
Almost in that mode of Olivia Manson, maybe not big in stature, but knows her strengths and knows how and when to get the shot off and those sorts of things. And
nice move there by number 20, Markel. 67-52. Over to Holder. Back out to Hecox. To the left swing here into the corner.
Urlacher down to Urlacher at the top, over to
Archico. She's going to go to her left, back outside, pump fakes. Here's a shot on the left wing. Won't go. Rebounded by Archico.
They can dribble it out here. See if they opt to do that. That's what Coach Wingenbach's directing them to do. To just hold this as there's 10 seconds left. And
great win.
Great win, really. Cheyenne is going to walk away with a win in their first game of the season. It's non-conference for both teams, but obviously for Cheyenne, a lot of positives to take away from this. Let's not forget to mention how well Maya Metcalf played in shooting from the outside and dominating around the basket. She showed she's going to be a force to be contended with in the East, and really great job by Peyton Breitenbach. Really dictating the tempo and calming things down and kind of being the floor leader out there. So,
and Sheldon, I think, did a good job for the Braves. She was getting a lot of rebounds, just could not connect. Harris and Eberly were doing a good job of getting to the rack.
And I tell you, if you're a Mandan fan or even if you're a Cheyenne fan, remember the name McKenna Johnson. She's only a freshman.
Her too.
And she made.
Yes, absolutely.
She's going to be a very good player, and you know she's only going to get better as a freshman. So great opportunity here today. Great to see the Mustangs come out on top. We still got one more to go.
Let's
I think.
go. Yes. That's going to do it for the girls' game. The Mustangs win 67-52 here in the season opener. We'll cover the boys' game in just about half an hour here. I'm excited. We get some boys varsity action now, and that's going to be a very high, fast-paced game between Mandan and Sheyenne.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a short break. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Thank you.
Inside my DNA. I got